Untold truths for Black South Africans. 1. Freedom brought political power, but not economic liberation. 1994 was celebrated as the birth of democracy, but for many Black South Africans, true liberation, economic empowerment, land ownership, and dismantling structural inequality has not arrived. Most Black families still live in generational poverty, while wealth remains highly concentrated in historically advantaged communities. The unspoken truth is, political freedom without economic transformation leaves the majority feeling shortchanged. Second, land and identity are still open wounds. Land is not just about agriculture or property, it is tied to dignity, belonging, and identity. For many, dispossession under colonialism and apartheid severed generational roots. The painful reality is that despite promises of redistribution, progress has been slow, symbolic, and in some cases corrupted. For Black South Africans, the land question remains both a spiritual and material demand. 3. The burden of survival is unequally shared. Black South Africans disproportionately carry the weight of poverty, unemployment, crime, and failing public services. Communities often rely on informal economies, stokvels, and extended families for survival, while wealthier, often white households enjoy systemic cushions. The untold truth: resilience has become a survival mechanism, but resilience is not the same as justice. 4. Racism has mutated, not disappeared. Post-apartheid South Africa promised a rainbow nation, but racism has not vanished. It has simply become more subtle, coded, and systemic. It appears in boardrooms, in hiring decisions, in how neighborhoods are policed, and in whose schools and hospitals have resources. The silence around structural racism sometimes creates the illusion of progress, even when lived realities tell another story. 5. Black excellence often requires overcoming double standards. For many Black South Africans, success is rarely judged on equal terms. They are often expected to prove themselves twice as much in workplaces, politics, and business, while also facing suspicion of tokenism when they succeed. The quiet burden: Black excellence is celebrated, but Black mediocrity is punished much more harshly than that of others. 6. The youth are losing faith. Perhaps the most painful untold truth: a generation born after 1994, supposedly the born freeze, is deeply disillusioned. Unemployment, inequality, and corruption have made many feel democracy was a false promise. For young Black South Africans, politics often feels like an elite game that does not speak to their struggles with poverty, education, and opportunity. 7. Community and solidarity are still powerful. Despite hardships, there is a remarkable culture of Ubuntu, a spirit of community, care, and solidarity. Black South Africans continue to organize, innovate, and build systems of support outside the state. From community schools to mutual aid groups, survival is sustained by collective strength. This truth is often overlooked in media that only highlights suffering. In essence, the untold truths for Black South Africans lie in the tension between the promise of freedom and the persistence of inequality. Beneath the political noise, everyday people continue to fight for dignity, land, justice, and opportunity, not only for themselves but for future generations.